Hey, good morning, folks. AJ here. We are back down here at Runnymede, and this is phase 3 of a project that we did. We did about a year ago. Updated their sound system, add some new amps. So today we're putting the infrastructure in, putting in the ATEM, putting in some televisions and all this other stuff. So got a bunch of stuff. TVs are going to be delivered tomorrow. The idea is to put the mounts up. Get the ATEM and everything done. Maybe we can knock it out in 2 days. I don't know. But anyway, let me get the stuff inside. Pastor is already here, so let me get inside and let's get to work. All right, so like I said, this was what we had in place. And we ended up donating them a micro PC just for running Presenter and running Zoom. Cleared all this space out, so most likely I'm probably going to relocate the computer over here. And because they closed this entire thing, I also got another portable monitor like this, so it folds down, so that'll work for them here. We got a multi-camera AV-CAN system here, a bunch of fiber optic HDMI cables, HDMI splitter, wall mount for the TV that's going to go back here. I will most likely put it right here so it's close enough to get here. ATEM Mini Extreme hard drive. There's the mini monitor, like I said, and PoE switch. Now, it didn't come in yet. It's actually supposed to be delivered today. There's going to be a rack that I thought I was going to be able to set up under here, but I forgot about this pew that's here. So this rack actually will not work. It's too tall for how everything is. So maybe a 2U or something that slides up under here will be fine. Gotta figure out that. So we have another rack. We're not going to return it because we can probably use it for somewhere else. But from a wiring standpoint, I climbed all the way up here, and it is like a jungle gym up there. Multiple drops, 6 feet, 8 feet drops. So it is going to be very, very difficult to pull anything up here. So what I plan on doing is I have a bunch of conduit that was left over when I was at First Gravel Hill, which is down the road from here, my dad's church that he grew up in. I'm gonna put conduit and run down, and the crawl space has a lot of space. So we're gonna come straight down here, run the cables and loop them up, and then the cables we do up there, we ran all the audio cables up under the crawl space and to the amps that are in the back. When we run the cables here, I'm either going to run them down the wall, run them on the other side of this wall, and then meet up with the hole that we already had back there. And I think that part is locked. Yeah, it is. So we're not going to go in the attic this time around. We'll run everything up under, because that's going to be easier to do. Worst case, I might have to change up some stuff and run. No. Yeah, we should be fine. We should be fine. So let me bring my ladder in. We need to find some studs on here so we can put the mount on the wall. And like I said, the TV is going to be here tomorrow. Plus, we got to be relatively close to where the power is. I don't want to do it that far. Never mind. We're going to put the TV probably right, honestly, above where this is. So yeah, it's going to be right behind us, but we'll put it high enough to where nobody is blocking the wall. And I know you can't tell from where I'm standing. So from here, I'm going to probably put as close to the edge of the booth right there. So the TV will be on this side, and make it high enough so it's not going to block any. If somebody was standing, if they were 6'5" or something like that, their head wouldn't be blocking that wall. So let me bring my ladder in, and then we'll focus on the cameras and all the simple stuff. Alrighty, we got the shell of everything there, which reminds me I didn't put the joystick here, but we got the shell of everything. All of this stuff is going to be plugged into another surge protector that I put up under there. So all of these cables will go down there. This will be rack mounted in the rack that goes down there. And I forgot this was on Wi-Fi. So we don't have this connected to the main internet. So when I run a cable back there, I'm gonna have to run a line. I believe the router's back there in the pastor's office. So we gotta run one here. This will be the hub for everything here. And then that's what will give power to everything. So let me bring out the joystick, hook that up, and then I am getting ready to mount the camera. We'll run the cable right now on the floor to connect it up, but that will ultimately go down into the floor, come back up, because the hole is literally right there. So we'll be able to do that, and that will most likely be tomorrow. It all depends on how I feel. I'm still trying to catch up and recoup my energy from the Chicago trip, the digital walls, the conference, playing yesterday. Again, I'm going on vacation on Thursday, so I only got today and 2 more days to work, and then we can relax for about a week and a half. But let me go up here, put this mount up here, joystick, and all that good stuff. Alrighty, ATEM joystick. We got one camera mounted. I ran extra cable. Like I said, we're gonna run a piece of conduit across in a 90 degree in an L shape, go straight down, punch a hole in the floor, make sure we avoid the vent, bring the cables up and come back through that hole. I might make another hole here so we can fish everything through here. And I need to get another power adapter for this monitor because the USB. All right, I was in the middle of recording something. I don't remember where I left off and I got a phone call. But where was I at? I can't remember. But we got one camera. I need to get the power block for the extra monitor. I think I have it at home because this was pulling from USB that was giving it power, but the computer was seeing that as another monitor. So I need to change that cable. I am downloading the CMS software on here so that I can control the camera and flip it. I'm gonna put a shop outlet here. That's probably the easiest thing, and I'll extend all the way behind here, and that'll give me enough plugs for everything. And after this, I need to install the ATEM software, get that configured, get the camera configured, put the camera on the front. I'm gonna temporarily run the cables on the floor for right now, run it across the pews, and then make sure it's long enough so that way I can drop it down up under the floor and take it where it needs to go. I wanna make sure the cameras are there, find where the internet is, and maybe crawl up under here and run the cable for that. Then move my ladder up to the front, move the Leslies out of the way so I can find studs, that ceiling joists that I can screw these arms into for hanging the TV. Put the TV mount back here. It looks like I grabbed the wrong audio cable to pull sound, because originally I was using an audio interface for the board, but now we're using the ATEM. I'm gonna use dual XLRs to 3.5, which I normally would do. That will go into the ATEM, give audio, and then connect the computer. That cable, actually, I can pull back. I brought the wrong cable, but I can bring audio from here and go into the computer. So I'm gonna do that. So that way, when somebody is on Zoom, the computer audio or presenter audio will come to the board. All of the audio from here goes over to the ATEM, which feeds back into the computer for Zoom. But on that live stream mix, I don't need to have the computer audio going into that mix. I hope that makes sense. So it doesn't loop back on itself. But yeah, let me get the thumb drive that I left in the car, that I downloaded everything this morning, install the ATEM software, and then flip the camera, and then get past it to unlock the back door so I can see where the internet is, and then possibly climb up under here and then run the cable for the internet. All right, so the modem is back here, mounted to the wall behind the pastor's desk. So there's already a path for security cameras, so punch through right there, and there it feeds right here. And then this is the drop that leads us to down there. So if anything, I might run it up and over to get into there. And then that's what we'll do. But for right now, I was gonna say for right now, I'll run it across the floor. If I'm gonna put the effort in, I might as well just run it the long way. No, I'm not gonna do that because I still gotta run the cables for the camera and all that stuff. So as you can see, the wall is right here. Oh, the cables up under the door. So if we put the camera right here, or even right there, we'll be right where we need to be, but I don't want to put it there because people might hit their head. So if we put the camera right here, we'll punch through here, and then we can run the cable up here to the amps. We had did this a while ago. That will come here. I had opened up the wall here on a bunch of stuff, and I got a plate to fix that. I never came back and fixed that. I mean, put these spaces on here. But we can run the cable here and around, and that's gonna be for the 3 fiber optic HDMI cables and the 2 Ethernet cables that are gonna go back here. So let me actually open that up, and then we'll go from there. All right, second camera is mounted. I got the markings, and everybody makes fun of me because I forget stuff. And yes, I did forget my hole saw, but I do have it marked. That's when we're gonna punch through on that side, have a piece of conduit going there. We'll drop the cables on the other side of that, then I'll fish these through here and get down there. So what I'm gonna do is double up my Ethernet cables and put my box here and run that back up under the floor. Probably pull the fiber optic HDMI at the same time. And then I'll have to do that one more time with the TV cables for that, but that's what we plan to do. I got the headlight on, so y'all know what time it is. It's time for that CSAA ministry. At least it's cool today. So let's get down here and get this stuff done. Alrighty. I don't know if you can see it, but our cables are right there. So crawl over there, and then we got to take the cables back that way. All right, and there are our cables. I have a tester on the end of one, so I can verify which is going to be for the internet and the other one for the camera. The one that is still in the box that gives me some more slack is the one that's going to go to the camera. So we're going to terminate both, and then whichever one does not give me a reading, that's the one that's going to be for the camera that we run around the corner. Alrighty, we got the joystick set up. We got both cameras working. So if I go to camera 2, there we go. We got all the control, and you can see me all the way over there. All right. So that part is done. Like I said, I am going to focus my attention now on, well, mental note. Like I said, I need to have a shop surge protector that will go to length of the lift, give more connections so I can hook all this other stuff up. This stuff got to be reorganized, so it's plenty of room here. We're gonna do some cable management as well. The connection out here is really bad, at least on my phone. So I'm gonna try and get on here and look up a 4U rack, as well as what else I was looking for. I think that was it. Yeah, just a 4U rack, so that way that can sit right there and be able to slide up under the pew and that. So that would be enough room for that. Gonna work on the mount for the TV. Also bring my conduit that will give me that L, and I'm gonna drill a hole in the floor right there. Then move my ladder up there and then try and find a place for me to screw into the ceiling for that. Run the cables for the camera in there through the wall. Make sure I bring my hole saw, get some brushed plates to pass the cables through there. Conduit on the other side. Fish the cables through the wall, through the holes that we had made previously that are behind the drywall. And clean up my mess. And that should be it. But actually, hold on. I know what I need to do. Now that we have an actual connection, let's see what the speed is. Again, I don't think they're going to be live streaming. I think they're still using Zoom right now. And I think that's mainly because the internet out here is horrible, but it says it's fiber. Let's see what speed they got here. Oh, download is fine. Now that we have a wired connection, but the upload is what matters. Let's see what they got. Oh, yeah, they are more than fine for live streaming. So they should have a significant difference now instead of having Wi-Fi connected back here. So let me find studs on here. Like I said, I am going to aim to be somewhere over here so that we got enough room. So maybe right here somewhere. You got to be mindful of the power. That's the thing. Need to make sure I get an extension cable for that. But let's find where our studs are, mark that, and then we go from there. All right, folks, made some very, very, very good progress today. Good place for tomorrow. We have both of the mounts there for the TVs. Got the HDMI there. We just got to fish it back behind the wall to the hole, run it all the way back here. So it's just those two HDMI cables. I'm gonna stop at Lowe's, get my plate to pass through that, make sure I bring my hole saw, drywall saw to cut through there. And I think, now technically I could run it all the way there, but I'm not gonna do that. We already have the hole there. So all we gotta do is hang the TVs. I get some temporary extension cables right now. There's an outlet behind the Leslie's. So pastor's gonna get an electrician just to extend and put an outlet right behind the TV. Might need to pull the extension arms down a little bit for the TV, but that'll be fine. We'll find that out fairly quickly. Back TV, hang that, and then mainly just wire management, clean all the stuff up, and I think we are good to go outside of training. But I am leaving my tools here because we will be back tomorrow. And I'm trying to think, should I do this as another video? I'll finish this one and then we'll be back tomorrow, and then we have the completion of everything. So see y'all tomorrow. Later.